let me change the scoreboard here. I never put. I'm going to try Tasigur again. I don't remember where I got this deck. I don't think this was a 5-0 deck or anything like that. It's just like it's a mix of a bunch of decks that I think I just kind of made this deck. Might want to try a 5-0 deck at some point in time. There's a lot of cards you can play though. Captain Sisay. I am keeping this hand 100% of the time. I don't think I force a Birds of Paradise. Do I Fatal Push it though? I can't Fatal Push and Spell Snare. Let's see what happens if I have to Spell Snare something. Otherwise I Fatal Push. %, Spell Snare this. Good to hear. I have a lot of fun making the YouTube. Glad to hear you're enjoying it. That's pretty bad for me. Forcing this. I just don't see myself forcing that. Which guy is this? I covered up his name. I'm confused by the Sisay deck in a control heavy meta, to be honest. Mindslaver is kind of crazy though. And this Spirit is blocking off 2 of the cards in my hand. There's not a lot of green in this deck. I could have bought you anyways. Kind of want to... I want to keep this Fatal Push in my library or in my graveyard. Maybe. I don't know. I've seen one Sisay deck in the 5-0s. I don't know if trading damage does anything. I'm actually lower than he is. Mine's a commander. I want to get rid of that. And I want to still activate Tasigur. So it actually gives me a card back. It probably just gives me days. That's fine. Oh, pro. Oh, I can't draw more than one card. Kind of hoping he doesn't draw an extra land and I don't have to counter this Sisay. Well, I do have to counter that. I probably should have countered the Spirit of the Labyrinth. That thing is eating me alive. That's a few spells he can give me. Neither are particularly good for him. Now, I guess Leopold's better than most. What's he getting? We countered that. Riot Arbor? He just wants a land? Oh, we knew we were drawing that. Oh. I missed an attack. I absolutely should have attacked there. I just accidentally clicked through it. Awkward lands. Yeah, it really is. I didn't think about how bad this Spirit of the Labyrinth screwed me, man. It just didn't feel right to force a will it at the time. Did you just give me Fatal Push? I think that was a mistake. Oh, he's going for that one, huh? I forgot they play that. Can I stop that? Push doesn't... Oh, a push does stop it. Doesn't... No, it's indestructible. Push does not stop it. Getting this Liliana back would... No, that still doesn't do it. He has more than one creature. Yeah, no, it's fine. I myself am kind of learning. I'm getting better at it. But I've still got a bit to learn. I could just draw a card by snapcasting. Did I play a land? I didn't play a land. But that's a pretty low chance. These filter lands, man, they are the worst. I do have some answers. I just need to draw into them. I got plenty of mana to replay Tasigur. I think I do block Primeval Titan here. He still gets 2 lands. I might have underestimated this Captain Sisay deck. It has a different, quite a bit of game that doesn't necessarily involve, like, even if he can't get Captain Sisay out, he's got a decent amount of game. Alright, he didn't get an Eye of Ugin, so that would be the worst case scenario. Am I playing Damnation? Oh, it's indestructible. Oh, that's bad. He's not even going to do it on my turn. He's going to wait until the end of my turn. So Wasteland is no good here. Yeah, I guess Upheaval kind of does it. Yeah, we definitely draw 3 lands. I don't think there's anything that gets out of this now. I've been having a lot of trouble trying to get, like, I know it's a good deck, it just... no, Kiki Jiki. And, you know... I'm gonna put it up on YouTube, even though I made a pretty big mess up in one of the games. But the deck just, it doesn't really work very well. I really wanted it to work well. It got 3rd place in the Commander Challenge. I think they got really lucky. Or maybe they played better than I did, but like... I went virtual 2 and 3, which actually is one of the best I've done with the deck so far. This looks good. This looks really good, actually. Playing against Sidisi. Okay, no turn 1 play there. Abrupt Decay is decent. Which land doesn't really matter. We're getting an underground, or underground sea. Oh, sure. I will happily do that for you. Yeah, that is definitely the key problem with Sirach, I believe. Maybe with a little more red spells. Alright. Still need to respond to what he's doing a bit. Hopefully I can eventually... Do I brainstorm? Let's brainstorm. That actually brings Sirach back. Wasteland Life of the Loom doesn't really do anything. Life of the Loom's still pretty good. What do I want to get rid of? Because I can get rid of 2 spells here. Lignifying Saga the Dryad would actually probably be pretty good. I need a land next turn. I'm going to get rid of these. Do I need a Thought Scour? Yeah, let's Thought Scour. I don't need to, but draws me a card. actually not focus on the lands, because let's focus on the spells I don't want to get back. Don't mind, let's get rid of Force Spike. I don't want that back. Don't really want Thug Scour. Don't mind Force of Will, so I guess we'll just do the rest in lands. Keep up Exclude Negate here. Alright. I kind of want this Upheaval. I kind of want all these spells. They play a lot of mana rocks, and I don't mind killing those. Get rid of Upheaval. We might get it back. We probably won't get it back, but alright, let's get rid of Negate. Got one card in hand, so I don't think I... You might be right, the Decada could have gone. Alright. I think that was a little early to give in, but alright. Not mad about it. Oh, you said you wanted to look at the decks I've got here. So I've got a Brea deck. I haven't had much luck with this. It's pretty good, but like Brea is a weird kind of control deck. But this one's pretty good. I've played some games already on the YouTube of the Dragonlord Ojutai. It has some problems with, you know, some of the control heavy games. It's pretty decent. I like it. I don't think this sword belongs in the deck. It's just a little greedy. It's good when it works, but it just doesn't. Everything else is great spells. I've played Maelstrom Wanderer on the YouTube before. And this is a lot of fun. I love wandering through the Maelstrom. I've got two Nissa decks. This one was a 5-0, and this one ran 6th place. I think I prefer this one. The Corsa Portal is interesting, though. And the Lightcresters Bestiary. But this is a lot of fun. I believe this is the deck list that I played on the YouTube. I played this for Rogue Wednesday last week. I don't think Prime Speaker needs to go, and it's probably about it. Everything else seemed to kind of work, but I don't think it's very good for the meta. I was considering playing this for Rogue Wednesday next week, because this is Rurikthar, but it doesn't work. I tried it out. I always try them out a few times. Rashmi is... Whenever you cast your first spell each turn, you basically get a cascade, but not quite. You reveal the top. If it's a non-land card with converted mana cost less than the spell, you may cast it without paying its mana cost. If you don't cast the reveal card, put it in your hand. So if it's a land, it goes in your hand. So you draw a bunch of cards, that way, or you can get free spells. I have a regular Commander Rashmi deck. This is actually a really good deck. And the point of this one is to play a bunch of expensive spells and then get your cheaper spells for free. And, you know, you can Vidalcan Ori and, you know, Seedborn Muse or Prophet of Crucifix to untap your lands. Yeah, it is very sweet. It is really sweet in multiplayer Commander because in multiplayer Commander you can stall till turn 6 and then drop her with counterspell backup. So if two people have to have removal spells, because she is kind of a target, so two people have to have removal spells, and then you still get a card even if two people have removal spells. But there's a good chance that people won't, or, you know, or you might be able to cast it sooner and just have a Force of Will backup or something like that, and it's really good. In single-player Commander, stalling till turn 6 isn't really an option. I did add some elves. This one doesn't have elves, but elves are pretty bad flips. So it's like a trade-off there. In multiplayer Commander, you can play mostly just big spells and get free big spells, and, you know, flip the, you know, change what's at the top of your library a bunch and take a look at it, and, you know, Worldly Tutor or Mystic Tutor to put, you can trigger Rashmi and then cast Mystic Tutor or Worldly Tutor to put a card on top of your library that's less than what you just cast, and get to cast that spell. So that's pretty sweet. And I kept that for this. Yeah, basically. Yeah, it is a lot of the same trade-off. There's a lot of bad flips. Because in this one you have to run more counterspells too. And counterspells make it a little better in the metagame, because you have just a ton of counterspells, and so like you can interact with what people are doing. And sometimes you can actually, if you don't have a counterspell, you can, you know, cast something like a Crow's and Grip and hope to get a counterspell, and there's pretty good odds, and, you know, but it was decent. It wins against some things. It's not great in the metagame just because it can't really beat Vial Smasher or a few other decks. It's not really great. I think Brea gave it all kinds of fits. I ended up playing against Keranos, which just kills it every turn, and you can't even counter that. So there is a video I posted not too long ago. It was from the stream from Wednesday, so it's one of my most recent videos on my YouTube where I played this deck. And I'm more than open to hearing if you have suggestions. I think in general, like, I want this to work because I love Rashmi, but I don't think you can really get it to work in the metagame. But that's the point of trying out rogue decks and seeing if you can make it work. And that's so my Wednesday night stream, Wednesdays 7 p.m. Central, is always going to be a Rogue Wednesday where I try out rogue strategies and just kind of have fun and not take the format too seriously. Whereas on Friday nights, I'm gonna do more serious and play leagues and try to win in competition. Oh, okay. Those are multiplayer Commander decks. Copulate is one of my favorite decks of all times. Most of these have Caution Steins because they have Strip Mine in them. And so these are all my I have a lot of multiplayer Commander decks because I played a lot of multiplayer Commander. And so, like, Strip Mine was just, yeah, so I just have to take out the Strip Mine, and I actually have a Wasteland now, and I didn't have a Wasteland before. I can swap that out one for one. SRAM's a decent deck. This one actually plays some big things at the top of, you know, it's just kind of a SRAM value deck. If people kill SRAM right away in multiplayer Commander, then the deck pretty much doesn't do anything. But if you can get, one time I played against some people that two other people were playing more alarming commanders than SRAM, and I was able to just go bonkers, and I ended up winning that because people were targeting the other two commanders, and SRAM just got to do whatever he wanted, and it was pretty awesome. So copulate is this is my jank, but it does win. It doesn't probably win as often as some of my better decks, like Rashmi and Prime Speaker are some of my best multiplayer commander decks, and this one doesn't win nearly as often. This is more of a combo deck, like you need to draw both sides of your deck. So what it is it's a deck that makes token copies of creatures that are on the battlefield, and then it plays populate abilities to make more tokens that are copies of that thing. So, you know, you got like Mimic Vat is like actually on theme in this deck. And, you know, Rite of Replication, like Crackling Counterpart, Dance of Many is actually a spell that exists. Stolen Identity, like basically any spell that makes a copy that is a token. So, that's what you want to do. And then you've got all the populate. And so like Vitu-Ghazi Guildmage is just bonkers because it just like you can just keep populating. So that's one of the best spells in the deck. Seance is surprisingly good because you can, if you populate that token, you get, first of all, you get a token on everybody's turn. Seance is the beginning of each upkeep. You take something from your graveyard, you make a token, and you put of what you exiled, and you put it into play. And if you populate it, that token sticks around. Otherwise, it gets exiled. So, like, you can actually get your Vitu-Ghazi Guildmage back. Or I've been playing against counter spells, and you drop a Seance, and then they can't counter you making more creatures. The Seance guy got to you. I played a game once where I had about 8 Avengers of Zendikar in play, and then like you crack a fetch land and you get 8. It was bonkers, and there's other really nuts things that can do. Their Blade of Selves is really good. I've had one game where I just got Blade of Selves and a Mold Drifter out, and I was just drawing just so many cards and that kind of thing. And then you can populate to get more, and it's a lot of fun. It plays Angus Mackenzie to make it non-threatening. It used to play, I tried to Revy once, but like everybody hated on that, and there were no synergies. So I just play like Angus Mackenzie. I actually played against one deck that couldn't beat Angus Mackenzie. Like it was just like a red-white beatdown deck, try and make everything unblockable and get through. And I'm just like, I just fog, I just fog, and so, and then Karametra Ramp is it's just an almost all creature deck with Karametra, and then you're just looking to Karametra. When you play a creature, when you cast a creature, you search your library for a forest or plains card and put it on the battlefield tapped. So there's almost all of the lands are either a forest or a plain. There's just a few utility lands that are just really good at what they do. And waste is for World Breaker and Eldrazi Displacer, and you can get that with Solemn Simulacrum. And so like it only plays creatures and things that are good with creatures. I would like to try this. I think it's just too slow in 1v1 Commander because your Commander's 5 mana. But the point is to just get just a ton of lands, just totally outland everybody on the battlefield. And this one wins a decent amount of time. Like it's actually really good. It's got a lot of interaction because there's, you know, there's Luminate Primordial and Duplicant that can kill creatures. I play like just a ton of things that killed artifacts and enchantments. And then, you know, there's things like Fleetwood Panther and where's the Core Skyfisher, White Mane Lion, things to pick up your creatures that are on the battlefield. And then you get a trigger off of that. You get a trigger when you replay the creature. You can actually just play White Mane Lion for a 2-mana Rampant Growth, like however many times per turn if you want to. And just keep picking it back up and picking it back up and picking it back up. The same thing actually works with Core Skyfisher, and I don't know if this is another, so that one doesn't work. And Fleetwood But you can also use them to save your creatures and stuff like that if somebody's targeting it. And then, yeah, so this is a really good deck. It's a really fun deck. I love playing it because it's fair, but it wins, and it doesn't leave people with a bad taste in their mouth when you just beat them out of nowhere. It's like, no, I'm beating you down with just a whole bunch of creatures because I've been ramp. Multiplayer Commander is a lot of fun. I think they'll be fixing the format fairly soon, where when they split 1v1 Commander and multiplayer. I haven't played it since I started playing 1v1, which is why all these things have exclamation marks, because they all, like, Strip Mine is such a valuable card in the format, and then they banned Strip Mine, and I think when they split the format, I don't think there's any reason for them to ban Strip Mine any longer in multiplayer Commander. So these might work again, or you can play Wasteland or Tech Edge or whatever. But you have to be able to kill Cabal Coffers and a few other things like that to keep people from going completely nuts. So those are actually, yeah, those are some of my best Commander decks. Copulate isn't great, but it's a lot of fun. Karametra Ramp is really, really good. Rashmi, my multiplayer commander, is really, really good. I actually stopped playing that for a while because it wins so often, and people hate losing to it because, like, it consistently gets like a Prophet of Crufix or a Seed Boom Muse on the play, and then you're just playing spells on all of their turns and just going just totally bonkers. Yeah, SRAM dies to removal. So it's a removal heavy meta. Like, maybe if they start banning some cards that make, like, banning Vial Smasher would probably be good, and things that give green decks a better chance, you know, would make it so that, you know, there's less removal in the format overall. Then maybe... No, it's fine. It's fine. Then maybe you can play SRAM in the format and other things that die to removal. But instead, like, you want things that you don't care if they get killed, I think, a little bit more. Although Vial Smasher, like, you actually care if it gets killed. But you can play it again for 5. SRAM... Like, the whole deck hinges around it. So, like, if it gets killed and then killed again, and now it costs 6, and it gets counterspelled, like, it just, that's some real feel-bads, and, like, the deck just doesn't do anything without SRAM. So I think that's a problem with a lot of commanders, including Rashmi, is the deck kind of pivots around having your commander in play, and if you don't, then it doesn't do anything. So you need to, you know, Nissa, you don't care. It's a ramp deck. You don't care if they kill Nissa. Like, it's nice if they don't, but if they do, you just play a bunch of, you know, you just play Primeval Titan. And if they kill that, you play Worldbreaker. And if they kill that, you play Ulamog. And, you know, you just keep doing that. And so that's what makes that, you know, and Titania, you get a 5/3 right away, even if they kill it, so you don't really care. And so, like, those are the kind of the decks that are going to do well in the format. Dragonlord Ojutai, it's not a great deck in the format, but still, like, it's really hard to kill Dragonlord Ojutai because you get to untap before it, you know, they have an opportunity to kill it, and then when you swing, it loses hexproof, but you probably have a counterspell up and stuff like that. And, you know, like Breya, it's like a control thing, and you might kill it yourself anyways just to get rid of something, and then just replay it, and you're not worried about it. So, you know, Sidisi, same thing. You're killing it, and then you search for a card and stuff like that. And so I think most of the rest of these I've played on the YouTube. A couple of the other decks that are really fun. Yeah, I think you know, if you can find commanders that um, I've tried Sigarda last week. That one's decent. It actually doesn't do good against the green decks in the format because they just don't care what you're doing. But it's pretty good against the control decks because they can't kill Sigarda. Everything else, this is just a bunch of hexproof creatures. It's like a Boggles deck. So, you know, that's something I tried because, you know, you can't really kill Sigarda. What's... Pull it up here. Timeret. I don't think I have that one. That's red-black, isn't it? Oh, yeah, it's red-black. Yeah, I mean, you could maybe make that work. If that's a commander you like, you know, try out a few things, see if you can get it to work. You know, it seems like it'd be hard to untap with it because you want it to die, but you want to. I mean, I guess you could just, you know, click on it and say, you know, put it in your graveyard, and then you can sacrifice another creature and bring it back, and you know, you can play like a you know, a sacrifice deck. Some of my other fun multiplayer commander decks. Selvala is playable both in multiplayer and it actually is weaker because it is very vulnerable to removal, but it can at least get around removal by just, you know, it's still kind of just a ramp deck. But Selvala makes it just go nuts with mana. Like, you can generate so much mana with Selvala. This deck is really good in both 1v1 commander and multiplayer. It's a different mix-up for the multiplayer commander. This one plays more expensive spells. And so that's what you're going for. And you wouldn't play Lightning Greaves or Swiftfoot Boots in 1v1 commander, but you do in this one. So that one's a lot of fun. Aloro Control is a deck. Oh man, a lot of things got banned from this deck. It's a deck I built when everybody was playing Marin and a ton of graveyard strategies. So like, this is just all like ways to to exile creatures and like make sure they stay exiled. And I even main deck Rest in Peace and like stop people from doing what they want to do. It really upsets players. But like, when I play against this deck against a graveyard strategy, they basically can't win because there's like 10 cards that stop things from going into the graveyard, and then all my wraths exile or put things on the bottom of the library and stuff like that. And so this one is weak to haste creatures though, because there's not that much targeted removal. There's a little bit, but if something can get haste, it's not it has trouble dealing with it. And Maelstrom Wanderer is another fun one. You can play more expensive spells in multiplayer commander, and you can get a lot more going on. Carador is a lot of fun. People have been playing this in 1v1 commander too. It's a little bit weaker to removal, but it's harder to hit with certain types of removal. And so that's most of it. When I was most recently playing, I tried my hand at making like every kind of Enchantress deck. Like, I love Enchantress decks, and so like I just kept trying different color combinations with Enchantress. This one's pretty good. And then I tried a Tasigur Enchantress. This one's not very good. I couldn't get that one to work. But Abzan's a pretty... I need a different commander for it. But Abzan's a good color for Enchantress. And then this one I've been playing for a long time. This one I got... Luis Scott Vargas actually posted this deck list on Wizards.com. And it's amazing. It's actually really, really good. I've refined it since then because they printed new enchantments and stuff like that. Like, at the time, Herald of the Pantheon hadn't been printed yet. There were other things like that. But it's actually a really... In multiplayer commander, I would never play this. And so it's basically just an enchantments and tokens matter. So, like, you play a lot of enchantments that make tokens. like Hoof Pincer the Stag, Luminarch Ascension, and there's quite a few others that make tokens. And then you got Tristani. You can gain a bunch of life with Tristani. You can populate the tokens. There's a few other ways to populate, and there's a few creatures that make tokens and those kind of things. And it's a pretty good deck because it's just like a pillow fort deck. You want to get your Sphere and your Ghostly Prison out and those kind of thing. Karmic Justice is really good. So, and it's got Replenish. It's a little bit of an expensive deck though, because Replenish is expensive and Sarah's Sanctum is pretty much required, and it's pretty expensive. As far as multiplayer commander decks, 1v1 player commander decks are much more expensive than multiplayer commander decks. You can get away with a lot of budgeter spells in multiplayer. But yeah, so that's most of the decks I've got going on. I don't know if I'll ever play multiplayer commander on this one. No, like I forget I have a commander in this deck sometimes. You don't really need Tristani. You do if you need to gain life. Like if somebody's really going after your life total, then Tristani. And there's a few decks like Perforos that really want to go after everybody's life total, and then you play Tristani. And Perforos has trouble getting rid of Tristani, but they can play like things that stop you from gaining life in the first place and stuff like that. But it wins a decent amount of time, and when it does, it goes bonkers. I've had quite a few times where you get out the Cathar's Crusade and then just play something that just generates a bunch of tokens, and it just goes gangbusters in like a turn or two. You spend like 10-15 turns just pillow forting up, and then you Cathar's Crusade and just play something big, and then they're like, and you win in like a turn or two. And it's not even dependent on Tristani to do that kind of thing. And that's usually, it's either that or a giant Green Sun Zenith, because this deck can generate a lot of mana, especially because of Sarah's Sanctum and Nykthos. It can generate just a ton of mana and just do like a Green Sun Zenith for like 30. I've easily done before. So I'm going to get back to playing. Play us another match with Tasigur. We are 1-1. I need to update the scoreboard. Hope you guys didn't mind all that. I know you were asking. Yeah, no problem. If you got more questions, I'm happy to answer them. Does this do anything? I mean, I guess it's keepable. It's not a great hand. Against Titania, at least. Got a Watery Grave. Tapped. Can't play that. Playing Life from the Loam tells him that I don't have a counter. I'd probably rather leave Fatal Push up anyways, in case he plays something that I... like a Lotus Cobra. Same thing here with Abrupt Decay. He might just play like a Kadama's Reach or something though. Search for Tomorrow. I need a black mana. Toxic Deluge is really, really good. Like, really, really good. So we don't have a mana. Let's play a Life from the Loam. Play mana. Yeah, probably. It's hard to say. Alright. Alright, so he's doing the proper thing and messing with my mana. Do I want that back? I don't want him to keep me off a Toxic Deluge. He's got this Dust Bowl. Alright. Doing some crazy stuff here. Not interested in that. Let's draw a card. Exclude's fantastic. I could have played Tasigur. One thing you have to pay attention to. And I'm only Toxic Deluging for 3. So I can play a Tasigur and still not have to worry about Toxic Deluge. I just want to draw a card here. Do I want this? Life from the Loam? No. Probably draw a land. Yeah, we draw a land. I don't want Dress. I don't really want Fatal Push. Mental Note. Taxiing Bro. Exclude. There you go. We got Snapcaster Exclude up. Oh! I got rid of Exclude. I'm an idiot. Guess we'll play that. That's pretty freaking fantastic. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to try and go with 20 life at some point. I don't know if that's something they want to try and do. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. It would be interesting. I mean, they're playing 20 life in the dual commander format, and Baral is still a big part of the format. So, you know, I think they could reasonably do it. They cannot keep Vial Smasher in the format and go down to 20 life, though. That would be ludicrous. Vial Smasher would just win way too quickly. Like, they would have to ban Vial Smasher. I think this counters the search your library effect, or I'm not sure. Yep, it's countered because it has no legal targets. All right. I mean, honestly, I think File Smasher should be banned regardless. But there's no way they could go down to... I think 20 life would be interesting. It would give some other decks a chance. And, you know, it's a control-heavy meta. I think the control decks would still be pretty good at 20 life. And it would give, you know, some of the faster decks a chance. Draw 3 cards. I don't really hate any of these. What do I want to put back? I kind of want this land this turn. I don't need this Thought Scour this turn. He gets 153. Can I survive without... Can Jace survive without... If I kill this... Let's put it back. Let's put these back right now. Maybe I didn't want to play the Leovold. Do you want to block with Leovold? I can't Toxic Deluge. I killed Leovold with Toxic Deluge. Unfortunately, he gets an extra mana every time he replays Titania. So it's going to be hard to stop him from replaying it over and over and over again. At least I got rid of the Death Touch creature, though. Yeah, but it's underneath a Thought Scour. Also, I have a Brainstorm here. Alright, he can't actually play it next turn unless he draws a land. Oh. No, that doesn't work. You're right. I wasn't thinking. So I have to Brainstorm. Scour him, yeah, that. I don't know if I want this negate or the Jace. Hit him for 1. Take that. So he played a land. This Titania is like freaking impossible to stop. I wouldn't mind getting my treachery back. I don't think he's going to be giving me that back. Alright, Life from the Loam. I actually don't mind that. He's got 1 card. Do I Thoughtseize him? I don't think I bounce Titania. Okay, that didn't do a lot there, but oh well. So I think he finally gets to kill Jace, and then we pull from tomorrow for just a bunch of cards. I guess Scour gets rid of a land. Yeah. Can't stop that. Scour has the same basic effect, but it gets rid of a land and a Thoughtseize that I don't think I really need. Oh, he drew a Sylvan Library. That sucks. Get rid of Daze. He picks now to Dust Bowl with me? Oh. Yeah, I guess he gets a 5/3 out of that, doesn't he? I didn't think about that. I think I block, actually. I guess he can Dust Bowl and get another one. But then he can't replay Titania. Not for a couple turns, at least. Oh, that's frustrating. That's fine. Right, he doesn't want me to block. I think I have to discover the painful truths here. The painful truth is that that's freaking 3 lands. Wow. Oh man, I really felt like I was doing all right. I'm dead here on board, aren't I? So I gotta cycle this. That does nothing. He wasn't going to give me anything that kills a creature. I mean, it's an easy play here. I guess I do have Murderous Cut in my deck. And I draw a swamp. There's nothing I can do. I'm dead. I tried real hard to claw my way through that one, but man, Titania just keeps coming back. Update the scoreboard. Let me get more soda. Be right back. Woo! 1 second. One land against Bile Smasher. Bile Smasher kills Deathrite every time. That's keepable. Yeah, that looks fine. They actually can play Shattered. Well, they probably don't, but they probably do play Stifle. So I'm not really looking to walk into that. Daze allows us a double counter spell here. Do you miss a land drop? think this deck needs more ways to, like crop rotation and that kind of thing. Ways to get Wasteland. Wasteland Life from the Loam is so good. I think I do want that. Blue, green, green, black. Alright, he can resolve Vile Smasher, but he was going to do that anyways. Am I playing like crop rotation or anything like that? Maybe I just haven't seen him. No, I'm not playing crop rotation. I probably should be. Just such a good way to get Wasteland. I don't know if I want to play the map. Let him think we still have a counter. If he plays Vile Smasher, I might Factor Fiction on my turn. Cast with 2 colors. Is that a mistake? Let's get rid of these 2. I don't think I want that yet. Burden Catacombs is pretty good. No, that's the wrong lands. Let's play this one, this one, this one, this one. That's probably correct. That's a hard thing to stack. his hand? Cut to ribbons. Command tower, cut to ribbons. It's showing that really weird. All right. He just drew that. He might have wanted to play River of Tears, so I didn't know what was in his hand. Now I know there's no counter spells. I want that. Yeah, let's take it. Okay, command tower he's played. It's green, blue, black. Not sure what he wants to give me here. All right, life from alone. This is any color for this one. It's got to be a little frustrating. It's really fun to just kill Vile Smasher over and over again. That is really, really rewarding. I didn't play land this turn. Get Lonely Sandbar. Play a tap Dark Slick Shores. If he plays Vile Smasher again, we can remand it. It's starting to cost a fortune. I guess you could just Crom. His life total is getting pretty low. Alright, you got it. You kill Liliana. He's attacking my face. Do I want a wasteland? No, let's not worry about that. Look worrisome. He's going after my face. I guess that was his plan. Discard a land. Just draw a regular card. Sack a creature. We got a million counter spells. Pretty sure he's dead here. Pull from tomorrow is just amazing. Murderous cut. Wow. Just all gas. Yeah, look at my hand. Alright, we win. 2 and 2. Not too bad. That was a grindy one. Let's play the last one. Hopefully we can 3 and 2. Man, this started a few days ago and Dots already has 7. Dude is a grinder. So what's interesting is I just put that Life from the Loam in. It's actually been pretty good. I cut Crucible of the Worlds. It's hard not to keep this hand. Ancestral Visions, jeez. Memory Lapse is pretty good against Ancestral Vision. Hopefully we can draw something to force back it up. Let's open that up. Nobody wants to turn 5 redraw an Ancestral Vision that never went off. Alright, I'm not forcing that. I wonder what he's going for. I don't know why these old border foils, like, why do they look so dark all of a sudden? They didn't used to look like this. But I got, this thing, Quirion Ranger. Look at her face. It's messed up. I don't know why it's like that. Like the old border foils. Like this is a non-foil. This is the foil. And it's just like the color balance is just way off. And it didn't used to be like that. Color balance is way off here. I wonder what he went for. A lot of times they go for Winter Orb. We'll just get the Underground Sea. I've got the Watery Grave in my hand. Fatal Push is interesting. Rather have a blue spell. Got 2 turns to draw another blue spell. Alright. I don't know what that does. Can I draw a Wasteland? That would be so awesome. So do I hold on to Ponder, or do I get greedy and cast the Ponder and try and find another blue spell? I think I want this Ponder. Do I want to... I could have Demonic Tutored for a Wasteland, actually, couldn't I have? Cannot deal with that right now. Dang it, which means that Ancestral Vision is going to resolve. But I definitely Demonic Tutor. Alright, he didn't want that on his library. Oh my... I played my land. That was dumb. So I guess we'll just play Jace. I'm not sure why Jace is in this deck. Maybe that's just what I should cut for crop rotation. He gets to play Brea now because I played a land. I want wanted to have black up. I need something to turn this Fatal Push on. If a permanent you controlled. Oh. Like a wasteland? Yeah, he can kill Jace. That set him back quite a bit. Turn later than I would have wanted to. Could have kept Jace open for another card. Nothing I can do there. Yet. Another land? Jeez. Maybe I could have gotten rid of Fatal Push there. I wish I could have gotten rid of that Crucible. That Crucible is going to be a problem. At least he doesn't have Wasteland. He has the Crucible, I have the Wasteland. I'd love a Life from the Loam right now. Alright. I usually got quite a few draws into Life from the Loam because of Tasigur. What are you getting here? Force of Will. Would have liked that Shadow of Doubt. Fatal Push. Yeah, I probably should have gotten rid of the Fatal Push. Just play that. Swing at him. If he plays Breya, I can Toxic Deluge for 4, because that's all his mana. He has to play a land, and then it's 6 mana for Breya. I can Toxic Deluge for 4, and I got a Dispel on backup. That means he can't play Brea this turn. Not sure what he has in mind. Do I have to update the scoreboard? It still doesn't cast out Brea. Got a Wrath. I don't hate any of those cards. Inquisition's probably the worst, but it depends on what's in his hand. Shadow of Doubt. Okay. Do I want to just spew it off? I think it gets me Tasigur back. It's a lot of cards to get rid of, though, that I really like to keep. It's all of them. Alright, we're off the Wasteland plan. He's got a force. I've got to destroy target artifact or enchantment. Nope, 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 nope. Kind of has to give me a painful truce there. Give me hard counter force? Mana Link, okay. No thanks. It's fine. I don't think I want to use this Soul Tie Charm just yet. That's a pretty good spell right there. Small amount of value for keeping that untapped. I didn't do the math. Oh, he's actually got a... That's pretty good right there. Scroll Rack plus fetch land. That spell is bonkers. A lot of mana though. If he does nothing, do I cast it in a turn? He's drawing deep. Getting rid of all his cards that are not valuable. Oh, he gets one every turn, doesn't he? I did not realize that. So it is time to fight over this. Hopefully Force of Will is his last counterspell. Otherwise this isn't super good for me. Or he got rid of the Force of Will. He could have easily gotten rid of it. I don't think you get rid of it though. Looks like it's his last one. Okay. He gets to steal my spell. That sucks. I can't have him wastelanding me every turn though. One turn is fine. Oh. That was a little bit dumb. Also, I could have killed... I could have killed this thing when he wastelanded me. I gave him an extra card that I should have drawn. Which is not good, because he's clearly hurting for cards. 3. So he can. I just have to do all 3. Alright, counterspell wars are over for now. Well, that can't be good. Okay. He's definitely made Tasigur very expensive. Jeez, he's paying a lot of life. Wish I were a Vial Smasher deck. Alright. He said 4 minutes. Alright. Well, that sucks. Or he could play that from his graveyard, couldn't he? There wasn't anything I could do that. That Yagua smell, man. land here would be pretty fantastic. Not what I was going for. Do you want to tutor for something? It's got to be cheap. I can dismember. He's gonna play Brea, isn't he? I already played Murderous Cut. Oh, there it is. That doesn't do life damage to me. Although, how much does Tasigur cost? Let's get Dismember. Gotta go for the Gusto here. Seven, 10 cards in my graveyard. Just barely not. So I'm dead next turn. Oh, so close. He wasted so much time. I'm gonna die on my own terms. Oh, no, I can't. Ah, 2 and 3. So close. So very close. I'm gonna use the bathroom. I'll be right back. Come here, Ninja. You need your medicine. Come here. Sit. Okay. All right, I'm back. What do I want to play now? I think I want to play Titania Hate. That one's a fun one.